Right, short video lesson on percents. So the one common place that we see percents being used is on computers when you have a loading bar appearing when the computer is busy doing something. And the loading bar gradually fills up with some green coloured slime or something to indicate how much of the job has been done. So here the green gun just reached this position, so I'm not quite sure exactly what that is in percent, but it's something like 60%, I'm not sure, 60, 65%. So we as humans are quite good at assessing and measuring things in percents. So let's have a look at our ability to say something as a percent. If somebody, here I'm using ratio tables to help me keep organised and to keep hopefully keep my working on track. So if somebody scores 13 out of 25 in a test, what we want to, if we want to say that as a percent, what we want to say to ourselves is then, what would they have scored if the test had have been marked out of 100? And you can use the ratio table idea to change the 13 out of 25 into something out of 100. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the ratio table idea, I'm doubling that and doubling that so that the ratio is the same. So 13 out of 25 is worth the same as 26 to 50, or they are the same ratio. And then I'm doubling again and doubling again. So 13 out of 25, or 13 to 25 as a ratio, is the same as 52 to 100. So if the test had to be marked out of 100, I would have scored 52 marks, therefore my percent score is 52. Here I'm scoring 9 out of 20 in a test. So what I'm doing in this particular case, there are different ways of doing this, but I'm doubling and doubling, and then I'm doubling and doubling again. So if the test had been marked out of 80, I would have scored 36. Bit tricky now, you might say, to get to 100. Well, if the test had been marked out of 80, I'd have got 36. If the test had to be marked out of 20, I'd have got 9. So if I add, what I can do is add this and this to give the 100 I want, and add these two together to get 45. So the mark as a percent would be 45%. Another way to do it would be to multiply that by 5 and multiply that by 5. That would be another way to do it. This one's easy. 7 out of 10 in a test, multiply by 10, that's 70%. This one's going to be hard. You're going to need a calculator here. 23 out of 70 in a test. What you're going to need to do is to divide by 70 and then times by 100. So put 23 into a calculator. So if you're dividing that by 70, you must divide that by 70 as well. So put 23 in a calculator, divide by 70, and then times by 100, and that will tell you what it is as a percent. But with that one, you will need a calculator. Right, to find a percent of something, again, I personally would use ratio table to keep me organised. You don't have to, but I would recommend it. So if something costs, a jacket costs £84, that's the full price, that's the full 100%. There I'm dividing by 10, so I know that's an easy percent to work out, 10%. If I divide by 10 again, I get 1%, and if I divide that by 10 again, I have to keep the ratio the same to keep things right. So that would be £0.84 or 84 pence. If I want to find 20%, that'll be easy. All I do is double that, and so I double this and get £16.80. If I want 21% of the original price, then I will take these two and add them together. So 21% will be these two amounts added, which is £17.64. The ratio table just keeps you organised and makes it really easy for somebody to read your work and follow what you did. To increase or decrease something by a given percent, if I want to increase £84 by 15%, what I could probably do is divide by 100 and then multiply by 115, because the amount has been increased by 15%. So there's the original full price. This isn't the only way to do it. I mean, you could figure out 15% and then add it. This is just an alternative way of doing it. You could divide by 100 and then times by 115. So put that in a calculator, let's say, divide by 100 times by 115. Here, if you want to decrease something by 15%, so there's the full price, divide by 100 to get the 1%, and then times by 85, because we want to find what 85% was of the original price. So there is an alternative way to do this. Rather than do it in 2 steps, as I've just been talking about, because you're dividing by 100 and then timesing by 115, you could just do that a one-step thing. You could just multiply by that number. Here you're dividing by 100, then timesing by 85. As an alternative, you could multiply by that number. And that will do. Thank you.